Good morning, everyone. My name's Darren Contista. I'm the one that's running the GoFundMe story for my special needs son, Jaden Smith. I thought I'd just do a quick video to make things very clear. We've exhausted all ways of being able to get my son and his mum a much needed new car to suit his next stage of life, which she needs a vehicle to be able to be wheelchair accessible, because the next stage in my son's life is possibly an 11-hour operation on his spine. Not to mention the worry and stress of how high the death rate is for such an operation. That's another story. I am a stay-at-home father. I live in a group home myself because of autism and disabilities, but I try my damn best to be as good as I can be. And, I am quite intelligent, but I'm also trying to not, run to my family and say, oh, can you guys help? Can you guys help? Blah, 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 because they've got a lot on their plate as well. And, in all fairness, my oldest brother has helped my son over 12 years of his first start of his life as well. In saying that, I'm very grateful to them because they will always, try their best to help where they can. But they also have their own lives as well. It's not easy asking, people for help on a personal level. We have asked NDIS about him getting a car and all the rest of the stuff. They won't provide a car completely. They will do modifications or conversions only. That's it. Yes, he can do, support workers to take him to his appointments and all that sort of stuff. But bear in mind, it's 97 cents to $1 per kilometre there and back. So when you go from Campbelltown to basically Royal North Shore Hospital, that's almost a 66-kilometre one-way trip. So on the way there and back, that's already $120 out of his funding just for the trip, let alone paying the lovely support workers that he gets. He actually has a very nice support working company. They do an amazing job looking after him. I'm also with them myself. But, people have got to keep in mind, NDIS funding runs out quite fast. You do get transport in your funding, but it's most of the time it's about $1,500 a year, right? Because I have it myself. My son, Jaden, has gone through a hell of a lot. I know there's a lot of people out there with big stories. I know there's a lot of other people doing it hard as well, all right? I'm not silly, but at the same time, sometimes, the only way to help your, beautiful son or daughter is to do a GoFundMe like I'm trying to do. Guys, it's no shame in doing something like this. So there's no need or no reason for any hatred speeches or comments or any hurtful things said, which I have copped a little bit last night myself. So that's why I thought I'd do this video. Sorry, I got an itchy nose. My son Jaden was in hospital from birth for 3.5 years, 2 years alone in ICU. His mum never left his side, not once. And she had her own struggles then. My son was on life support, full-time 24/7 life support for 4 years, roughly. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. It's quite a while ago, as he's 18 now. He has had 3 heart surgeries already. He has had a removed kidney because it was deformed, because he has a syndrome that I passed down to him. It's called velocardiofacial syndrome, also known as VCFS 22q11. He's also got the George syndrome. He's also severely autistic level 3 nonverbal. My son is a very, very strong survivor. He's a soldier, and myself, I'm coming up to my third heart repair in the next 2 years. So before people judge a story, take the time to ask about the story. Take the time to read somebody's story, because I clearly put in the story their dream is to buy a Kia Carnival that can be converted into a wheelchair accessible vehicle. You know, there's people who say, oh, not everything's for free. You won't raise everything. I'll tell you a story. I did a fundraiser 9 years ago nearly now for Westmead Children's Hospital for a heart and lung machine that they desperately needed. People were putting a lot of pressure on me back then. I didn't honestly think I was even going to crack 50,000. But you know what? I stuck to it. I put my heart and soul into it. It took me just on 2 to 3 months to organise. We did a lovely, beautiful music show at Blacktown Workers Club. The Lions Club got involved. Sadly, my friend from the Lions Club passed away recently because of cancer. God bless him. But he organised a massive grant that shocked the living hell out of me. I lost my sister many years ago from the same heart surgery basically as my son. So I do hold quite a large medical story. I've got my own struggles. Life isn't easy, and life didn't come with a book, especially when you're in the position that I'm in. My sister passed away on the operating table. The Lions Club 9 years ago granted me $100,000 in one go, and they didn't tell me until the time I was on stage doing the music show, sharing my own music talent of playing the piano. I'm autistic level 2, high functioning myself. It's not easy having the life I have. It's not easy being judged all the time. It's not easy being laughed at. But you know what? I still give it my best go. I still give it my damn hardest to do what I can. I'm always giving everybody the time of day. I'm always saying, hey mate, you're all right. How's things? Can I help by just listening? People do care out there, and there are people that have still got good hearts. They've shown me yesterday. Yesterday, I started the GoFundMe thinking it won't go anywhere. Yesterday, before I fell asleep, we hit $710 already. Thank you to those amazing, amazing, warm-hearted people that have already helped. I can't thank you enough. The emotions going through my mind and my heart, just to give people a chance that have heard and know about my son. This is mainly a chance for you to join in on his journey, to be able to give some love and support any way you can to my son, as I would do the same for anybody else in the time of need. If I was able to do it, I would. Guarantee, hands down. There was a lovely guy last night. He donated to my charity. It doesn't matter the amount that he donated, but he told me his son was in hospital and he might have to do a GoFundMe to raise funds to pay some bills himself, and yet he still showed love and support to my son. God bless that gentleman. It's people like that that touch my heart so deeply. I cannot thank someone like that enough. I won't mention names, but that gentleman, mate, he has a heart of gold, just like everyone that has already helped with my story. I'm trying to stand on my own 2 feet. I'm trying to keep, mainly the biggest point of this whole thing, I'm trying to keep a promise that I did many years ago to my son. And I said, son, even though he can't talk, he can understand, he's smart. I said, son, no matter what happens in this life journey, If I can provide you a car that's reliable and safe and suit your needs, I will do my very best to do it for you. Because you deserve it, because you're so lucky to be here. Okay, my son has had many times, my son has had many times that he has been in hospital very sick and very ill. His third heart repair, he had caught a virus called endocarditis. The surgeon said it destroyed the living hell out of his heart valves. His main heart valve, the pulmonary valve, is what has been repaired. That was completely destroyed. All right, and I believe possibly the aorta valve was a bit stuck as well. He had to fix a bit of that as well. I'm not 100% sure, but it did a lot of damage. Thankfully, the surgeon didn't have to stop his heart, because I don't know if it would have started again. My son has had a tracheostomy, an artificial airway that me and his mum used to change weekly at home. I have a lot of medical knowledge myself, so does she. You know, it's not easy doing care to that level of putting a tube in your son's neck just to help the poor kid breathe. I've seen things, and the first time I ever saw that, I nearly fell over on my butt, and I've just gone, whoa. To actually see a hole in my son's neck completely through, it's just phenomenal what they can do in this life. We are all very lucky what they can do. My son's next step in life, once they decide to do his operation on his spine, it's an 11-hour operation, as I mentioned. I am very worried myself if he will make it. I hope he will. I've got faith in the fact that he will. But we have to keep him very still for the next 3 or so months afterwards. And he obviously will still have to go to appointments during that time. He has to be supported in a wheelchair, and he has to be able to fit comfortably in a van of some sort. That is what I am doing with this story. I am trying my best with my own struggles of life. You know, I'm trying my best to be a good father from a distance. You know, it's not easy when you can't see your child every day because, you know, your life has changed, and, you know, his mum has somebody else in his life, in her life, sorry. You know, he's a pretty good dude. You know, we get along. He always lets me see my son anytime I like. You know, he always makes sure that he can try and do what he can for him as well. You know, but I'm just trying to let people know, please don't be so quick to judge. Don't be so quick to judge my story. No one has a right to judge in this world. If you think that, that's a wrong attitude. You know, if we all hold hands together in this world, you'd be amazed at what we can achieve. You know, it's very interesting living the life I live, you know, and as I said, I'm just trying to do the best I can for being the father that I am, to be able to support my son in any way possible. You know, I was meant to receive $100,000 out of my grandfather's will. Unfortunately, I was kicked out of it. I don't know why, and that's another story. That's not anyone's business. However, the reason I mention it is if I had that money, I would have used basically the whole lot to be able to provide my son the best vehicle he could get. Jaden deserves it, and his mother also deserves it, because she does the most amazing job of being a full-time chronic carer. You guys have got no idea how much sleep we have lost in the past when he was young and sick. You've got no idea how many hours she has stood on her feet looking after him. People have got no idea how many hours I've done helping her with him. So please, try not to judge. Try and read. Try and fill yourself with knowledge and love. And try and just help any way you can. I'm not asking for a big donation. Maybe just a couple of bucks. You know, everything helps. You know, and I've also, like I said, I've got a beneficiary that I trust highly, that it will help me collect the end result once we reach our target. Okay? And he'll help me put the money into a check so we can present it to Rhonda, Jaden's mum, and, you know, she can get the car that she would like to get for him. If I could do anything I can in the world for any special needs person that deserves help, I would do my damn best. But unfortunately, I'm not in a position of wealth myself to help just at a drop of a hat. I wish I could. And believe me, I would without even thinking about it. So please, keep in mind the struggles of somebody's genuine story. Keep in mind how much sleep they might have lost over his journey. And keep in mind, most importantly, of how hard it's been for Jaden. He still can't talk. He still can't tell us, I've got a headache, my back is in pain. We can only go by the signs of him hitting himself. That's very hard to watch. But I just want to leave it there. I want to give you an update. That's why I thought I'd do this quick video, which turned into a bit of a longer video, but anyway, it needed to be done. Everyone, thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart, from the love and support that's shown already. You know, thank you for sharing my story for my son. You know, and honestly, I can't be any more grateful to be able to achieve this goal for him. Kind regards to everyone. Be safe, stay loving, and have a great day.